What's good, Fight family? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, which was recently announced. It's going to be taking place in the boxing ring in about 2 weeks. July 20th is the scheduled date. And Jake Paul, I'll give him a little bit of credit here. He usually picks out old, washed MMA fighters that are very past their prime and also typically smaller than him. He finds every way to have advantages that he can, and then he'll promote them as, they were the greatest of all time, this and that, to make it so once he does beat this old weathered man, that it makes his aura bigger. It makes him look like a better fighter than he really is. I'll give him credit, despite the fact that he once again is picking a smaller guy who is an MMA fighter, and he's putting it in the boxing ring. He's gonna have stipulations around it. Despite all of that, he's picking Mike fucking Perry. Mike Perry is the blackest white man on the planet, for those of you that don't know. Mike Perry is just an anomaly of a human being. There's not much else to say about it. Like, he is just a different person. He doesn't make sense in this world. That's why so many people love him. And when it comes to combat sports, there's almost nobody like him. For those of you that do know, there's a promotion called Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which is literally just boxing, but with bare knuckles, throwing hands. And Mike Perry is undefeated in that promotion. Mike Perry is the face of that promotion. My respect for Jake Paul would have just skyrocketed if he took this fight in the bare knuckle cage. I think everybody in the MMA world, everybody in the combat space world, the majority of us would turn on him a bit. We would start to actually give him a chance in this space, because you are doing something that really can put your whole career on the line. It could put your dignity on the line. Bro, it could put your fucking grill on the line, because Mike Perry really is busting people's teeth up in that promotion. But regardless, he is going to be fighting Mike Perry. I don't know how many rounds. I don't know the exact rules, because, typically with these Jake Paul fights, the rules change left and right until they're actually in the cage. So you can't even, you don't know. You don't know until it happens. Now, obviously, he was supposed to be fighting Mike Tyson this summer. That fight's being postponed, and to my knowledge, it's still happening. Hell of a fight, dude, because I think Mike Tyson is a fucking problem, regardless of what age he's at. But now, in the meantime, he's taking this Mike Perry fight. Look, Jake Paul is a very smart man when it comes to keeping his name out there, keeping his name in the MMA space and in the combat sports space. He's good at making it so people are paying attention. I'll give him that. He needs to get this win emphatically for anybody to care about what he's doing, though. Because if you look at his last couple of fights, even, it was against Andre August, Ryan Borland after Nate Diaz. It's just and he went out there and he knocked him out in the first round, like you should do. But it's just people that really aren't that high level. I know Ryan Borland was 17-1. And Andre August was 10-0, but let's just be real. That's how boxing is. Most fighters that are boxers have good records on paper because they just can crush. They literally just build their records safely. It's not like MMA at all. If you're somebody that grows up watching MMA and you've been accustomed to watching the best fight the best for the most part, it's not like that at all in boxing. That's why it's a dying sport. Jake Paul, let's talk about his skill set versus Mike Perry's. Also, I'm reading somewhere that says this is a 12-round bout, so I'm assuming this is going to be a 12-round bout. If this is really 12 rounds, I actually could see a case where Mike Perry starts to really, really pour it on Jake Paul after the 7th or the 8th. There's a level of being in a cage or in a ring or whatever you're in that Mike Perry, without a doubt, has reached. I don't know if Jake Paul has. I don't know if he's really been brought there in the sparring, or, obviously he hasn't in his actual boxing career. None of his fights have been really rough on him, except for the Tommy Fury one, which he lost, obviously. It's hard to say anything positive about Jake Paul and his boxing career, aside from the fact that he's bringing eyes to boxing, aside from the fact that he actually is taking it serious and he's training and he's evolved into a boxer. It's hard to give him too much credit just because of the names he picks out, and now he's picking a small guy to box. Mike Perry, when it comes to actual just strict boxing, it's his strength, but it's not his strength in the way that you think. He would be getting wins with his boxing in the UFC, but it's because he'd be blocking shots with his head, being able to take way more damage than he could often, way more damage than anybody could really, how am I fucking trying to word this? He could take more damage than his opponents could dish out in damage, if that makes sense. They don't have enough to dish out in the gas tank Mike Perry can take it all day, and then once you're trying to take what he's throwing at you, you're just already broken down. That's what his game is. Mentally, I think he's one of the best fighters on the planet because he is a fighter's fighter. He does not give a fuck. I respect the fuck out of that dude. Like, that's why I love Mike Perry. And I honestly hope he comes out here and he puts an end to Jake Paul, because Mike Perry can really do that. That's my whole focus of this video, to be honest with you. Let's talk about that now. Mike Perry already is at the best point in his career because he's like 5-0 in BKFC. He hasn't lost in a long time. You know, he's killing it with his home life. He has a great wife. He has children. He's set up financially. This man can put himself back in the eyes of everybody. Maybe get Dana White's attention again. Like, I don't know, because I've always wanted to see him back in the UFC, if I'm being honest with you. It doesn't need to be for a belt. He makes so many fun fights. I miss having him fill up cards. If he emphatically puts out Jake Paul right now, for one, you end the Jake Paul hype for good. The only fight Jake Paul can take after that is maybe a one, like a fight with KSI. Go fight YouTubers again and build yourself back up before any of us take you seriously again. Mike Perry, I'm picturing it now. Jake Paul is you know, trying his hardest to get him out of there in the first 3, and after round 4 and 5, Mike Perry's just wearing on him, ripping shots. I want to see Jake Paul fold, dude. And I'm not even a hater like that. I just want to see this kid fold. You talk so much like you are like you're really a fighter. Show me. I know Mike Perry's gonna come in there, most likely be outgunned for the first couple of rounds. Let's just be real. Like, size and frame play a huge role in boxing. It's such a big part of the game. Look at Tyson Fury versus Ngannou. The only thing that could have ever given Tyson Fury any fucking scorecards, because obviously they were paid off, the only thing that you could actually argue was just the way he utilized his size and laid on Ngannou and tired him out. That stuff really does play a factor. And I do think Jake Paul being the biggest he's ever been, and he's going to pull some bullshit with the weigh-in, it's going to make it so Mike Perry is like having to come up in weight, and he's going to be slower and sluggish. And he's definitely going to have a hard time with that jab. He's definitely going to have a hard time, especially because Mike Perry likes to, like, you know, stalk you down in the cage, and Jake Paul likes to move back, use his jab, actually try to play like a counter boxer. I think Mike Perry's going to, you know, play into that kind of a lot for the first 3 rounds and probably lose all 3 of them, but I really do feel like he can come back and drown out Jake Paul. Now, I think my real official prediction, like if I actually had to bet money on it, I would bet Jake Paul by a decision. I wouldn't specify unanimous or split because you never know with this corrupt ass system, but because it is corrupt, I do feel like if Jake Paul can bring it to a decision, doesn't matter how it happens, he probably wins it. Like, I could even see him definitively losing all the last rounds, and if he just banked some of the first ones, I think the judges are going to give it to him. It's unfortunate that that's how this goes. That's why I really want Mike Perry to just have that moment, fucking hurt Jake Paul, put hands on him. And I know Mike Perry wants to. I know that Mike Perry recognizes that this sentiment that I'm expressing is shared across the MMA culture. All want to see this happen. I've pretty much just been yapping for the last fucking 8 minutes saying nothing because I'm just fucking, I'm a ball of fire thinking about Jake Paul and how bad I want him to get knocked out. It's been so long. I lost money. I'm gonna give you guys some lore. I lost money on the Ben Askren fight. I lost money on both the Tyron Woodley fights. I won money on the Tommy Fury fight, and then I lost money on the Nate Diaz fight. And these are all bets with my homies. This ain't even to fucking Vegas. This is with my own homies. And I'm out here getting robbed because this motherfucker just picks perfect matchups. And I also, let's be real, bro, Tyron Woodley fucking threw that second fight. I don't care what anybody says. Perfectly fell ass up for the Dude Wipes promotion. What the fuck? Getting smoked by Paul? Nah, I can't have that. If I wake up, because I might not even watch this. No, I have to watch this fight live. I was going to say, if I wake up and I see Mike Perry is in the same fucking position, I think I might just delete my channel, delete all my socials. I might start recording like football videos. Like, I might just go start talking about fucking the next NFL season that's about to come up. I might make baseball videos, dude, because like, I just can't take seeing Jake Paul humiliating my idols. I don't care what anybody says about Tyron Woodley too. I fucks with Tyron Woodley. That's an MMA champion. Brother, Jake Paul, he can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this. Let's just all collectively right now put a prayer up to the MMA gods. Jake Paul can't keep getting away with this. 2024, the year of the fraud check. It's time for Mike Perry to fucking flatline this kid. Fuck the Pauls. Fuck Logan Paul especially. I actually don't even mind Jake, because at least he's in the fight space, bro. Like, at least you're doing something with your life. You're not just scamming people. But anyways, I'm done ranting about these Ohioans. I don't even know what to call them. Fuck them, though. That's gonna be all. I'll catch y'all.